Dun, 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 dun. That's all I know about Star Wars. Hey guys, thanks for stopping back to my channel. My name is Mindy. If you are new here, welcome. Please be sure to check out some of my other content. I do mostly speed builds, but I also have some challenges, let's plays, game reviews, and coming soon, tutorials. So if you enjoyed this video or any of my other videos, please be sure to give them a big thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. So today we're going to be talking about the new game pack that just came out, Sims 4 Journey to Batuu, I don't know how to pronounce it. And we are going to be talking about whether or not we think EA is a sellout. So wait until the end of this video to find, no, I'm just kidding. EA is definitely a sellout, but EA has done collabs with other companies before and they've made it work. So do you think that they made it work with Disney? Do you think that they made it work with Star Wars? You know, we're going to discuss that in this video, and we're going to look at some in-depth gameplay. I sat down and played it for quite a while. I've got quite a few hours in actually. And I'm going to let you know what I think about this new game pack and give you all my thoughts and opinions. So be sure to leave your thoughts and opinions on this new game pack down below, and I will let you know if I think it is worth your time and your money. So let's get started. Alright guys, so here we are in cast. We did get a few new hairstyles. I really like this short wavy one. I love the colors that it came in. I think it looks super cute. It is probably my second favorite one, but my first favorite one is this 3-bun thing. I think it looks really, really cute. I ended up picking it in a pink color. And yeah, I just like the style of it. The last two hairstyles that we got, this one and the last one, they look really familiar to hairstyles that we actually already have. I will put pictures of it so you guys can see what I'm talking about. But yeah, I was a little bit like, we've seen this before, but you know what? It is what it is. The toddlers and the kids do actually get these hairstyles as well. So I was happy about that because sometimes our toddlers are left behind and our hairstyles are pretty lacking. So anyways, moving on to the helmets here, or the hats. We have this helmet right here, and I'm sure you guys have all seen it. The texture is awful. It looks terrible. I don't know if Disney had their hands in that, if they expected it to look a certain way. It almost looks like it was created by somebody completely different. So yeah, it looks totally different. Some of these are locked, by the way. I did not bother unlocking them. You can unlock them through gameplay. There's also a cheat that you can enter. I will put it up on the screen. So if you want to enter that cheat and unlock them and check them out yourselves, you most certainly can. Now, the Sims team did tell us, those of us who were concerned, that we would have townies randomly walking around in these hats and helmets looking like aliens, and our nice save files where everything's supposed to be realistic. The Sims team did tell us that that will not happen, so I was pretty happy about that. We also got some new face paint and some makeup. So, well, I guess I wouldn't really say makeup, but it's face paint. So yeah, anyways, I was really, really happy when the Sims team told us that we're not going to have random townies walking around wearing these alien helmets, because that's something that was a really big concern of mine, is just trying to have a realistic world and then having a bunch of townies in these weird alien hats wearing red dresses and high heels or something crazy. I don't know. Anyways, moving on to clothes. Some of these shirts I feel like you could probably wear on a day-to-day basis. Maybe that one that I just clicked on, the white one with the little vest, that one might work. There's a lot of layers. Definitely looks like futuristic kind of wear. Some of it looks like post-apocalyptic wear. Some of it's cute, but not something that I would wear outside of maybe the Star Wars game pack, or outside of maybe Strangerville. If I was doing some kind of post-apocalyptic world kind of thing where we're fighting and battling and, I don't know, times are different, I could probably use these, but they're definitely not something that I would use all the time. Of course, again, there are clothes that you can unlock in gameplay, like stormtroopers and stuff like that. Again, I didn't bother pulling those out for this review. So here are the bottoms. I feel like this one right here you could probably wear outside of like in other gameplay, and then the skirt right here you could probably wear in other gameplay as well. I don't know if you could get away with wearing some of the other outfits. Maybe these capris you could wear, but yeah, most of it is kind of limited to Star Wars. So I did end up picking this. I thought it was pretty cute. We did get a couple new boots. So yeah, I mean, like the clothes right here, like the outfit that she's wearing now, I think it's really cute. It's just, again, not transferable to other gameplay. So yeah, I was really disappointed about that. Also, when you have that outfit on, you cannot take off the shoes that they're currently wearing. So that was a little bit of a disappointment. But anyways, here are the boots that we have. Again, nothing special, nothing I would wear outside of Star Wars. So it really kind of sucks that like some of the clothes aren't really anything that I would wear. We did get a new aspiration, Hope versus Order, and Galactic Privateer. You can pick either one of those, and they are specific to Star Wars, so I'm not really going to read over the different like descriptions of those, but we did not get any new traits. Why would we? Why would we get any new traits? So yeah, anyways, moving on to the men. Basically all of the outfits look the same. Once you've seen them in the women, they look just the same in the men. And yeah, so I just kind of go through here and show you everything. Again, most of it's nothing I would wear outside of Star Wars, so that was a little bit disappointing. But I mean, this is a Star Wars themed game, so what do you expect? You know what I mean? I mean, we can't be like super critical because it's Star Wars pack. I would wear that. Like, I could have my guys wear that. So here's some of the outfits that they have. Some of them already have shoes attached to them. Of course, some of them are locked. I did not go through and unlock those, so I apologize if that's something that you want to see. You can definitely go through and look at it if you feel like doing so when you buy it, but I kind of wanted to unlock it through gameplay so I could kind of show you guys everything and how it all like works. So here are the bottoms for the men. I feel like the men got a few more bottoms, but they also all kind of look the same. So did they really get more bottoms than we did? I don't know. Some of them look like pajama pants. You know, I don't know. It is what it is. And here's their new shoes. Again, the same as the women, so really nothing any different. I feel like their boots are a little bit higher up on the leg than the women's were, so that is a little bit different. And then they got the same hairstyles as the women. That hairstyle right there is what I'm talking about. It looks like we've had it before. So moving on to our children Sims, they did get a few new shirts. They also got a full-length little alien looking thing. It's kind of creepy. I don't know, not super big fan of it, but they also got new pants as well. I could see using those pants outside of that. And then of course they did get the new hair, like I mentioned. And I think that's pretty exciting. I'm excited to use that hair on some of the other kids. But anyways, we are kind of going through all those outfits. Let's go ahead and head on over to the build buy. Alright guys, so here we are in the build buy catalog here. I had this really weird glitch where whenever I put the doors on the walls, my walls would glitch out whenever I hovered my mouse over the doors. So that was really frustrating, but that's only one of more glitches to come, so stay tuned. So here are some of the chairs in the build buy catalog. Nothing really. I think that little like green seat in this booth right here is something that could probably be used in a different build, but most of it's pretty specific to Star Wars. I don't foresee you using these things on a everyday basis. I think these are gonna fall into the objects in the catalog that just kind of get left behind and don't get used a lot. Now I did really like this picnic table. I think it's really cute. I am definitely going to be using this as well. I just thought it was really adorable, and I could foresee even putting that in some of my like farming houses, like my farmhouses and kitchens. The new bars that we got was really neat. We also got a curved bar, and I hope to see more stuff like that in the future. Curved walls would be amazing. So here's a few things that hang on the wall. Different various just decorations. There's some flags, there's some vents, there's some lights. Nothing that I would really use basically. I can foresee some people doing some really neat things with some of these things. I am not one of the people that is going to be able to do something like that. We did get a whole bunch of crates. This is just not my style, you know, and I don't know. I have a few ideas in mind of some things that I want to build on the actual world of Batuu using the enable free build cheat, and I don't know. I've got a few ideas. I feel like some people are going to be way more creative than I am with some of this stuff. There have been times in the past when, because I mostly build, I don't really play as often. I do play, just not as often as other people. I'm mainly a builder, and so there have been times in the past where I've looked at an expansion pack or looked at a game pack or a stuff pack and said, all right, well, I'm not keen on the idea, but the build buy stuff is really nice, so I'm going to go ahead and get it. And Strangerville is one of those packs. I played through Strangerville once, but I used the windows and some of the furniture and things like that from Strangerville constantly all the time. The windows are perfect for like Victorian style houses. This is a pack where I don't know that you're going to be able to do that very often. We did get some new flooring, we got a new fence, and we got some new wallpapers and awnings as well. Again, you can see that glitch. I don't know what was going on. I don't know why I was experiencing that, but it was really, really frustrating. I have not tried using any of those doors since, so I don't know if it's the doors or if it's the windows or if it's the awnings. I am going to have to test that, but this is basically an overview of the build buy. We're going to go ahead and look at everything in the debug menu. Now, if you don't know what the debug catalog is, basically the debug catalog has everything that you see in the world around you, so things that you can't necessarily interact with. In order to get to the debug catalog, all you need to do is open up the cheat bar by hitting Shift Control C and then typing in testing cheats true, and then type in bb.show hidden objects, followed by bb.show live edit objects, and then you want to go down to your search bar and type in the word debug. And I think you can also use the word world objects. I'm not exactly sure. Now, the debug catalog, I actually got pretty excited for some of the things in the debug catalog. I was pleasantly surprised. There's some really neat things in here, some pretty cool rocks, some pretty cool buildings. One of my favorite things actually were the hanging wires that you'll see me pull out here in a bit. I thought that they were so cool, and I have some ideas for those. I just think they look really neat. We also got these like little awning things that you see me put on that rock over there right now, what I'm holding. And yeah, I think those look pretty cool too. I have some ideas for that as well. Again, it's pretty specific to Star Wars. There's a certain, basically like one certain type of build style that you can use. These I pulled out and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm going to use these all the time. I love those little rocks. They're just perfect for having like little like flower gardens in front of your house or something. I really like those. So I'm pretty excited to do something with those. And then just more like a random, I guess, like vents or like pieces of buildings. We've got these rock buildings, which by the way, I'm really happy that they added the houses in the different buildings into the debug menu with the most recent update. This is pretty cool too. I can't wait to use this object. I think it's really, really neat. And yeah, I foresee somebody doing something really, really cool with some of the debug objects that we got with this pack. So if you're looking at the buy menu and you're thinking, ugh, there's really not much there, but there's a few things, but you're looking at the debug menu and you're going, I could use that. I don't want to say that the debug menu is worth completely buying the pack for if, you know, that's all that you're thinking about, but there's definitely some really neat objects in here, some pretty cool rocks. So people like Kate Emerald who use objects from the debug menu all the time, or people who are constantly like creating new things using objects from the debug menu and the tool mod. Yeah, there's so much in this menu, and I just kind of go through and like pull them all out just so you can see. So I'm really excited about that. I have a few, like I said, a few build ideas in mind that I want to put on the actual world of Batuu. Here's just like some spaceships and stuff and some vents, and some of the plants look really cool too. I'm getting pretty close to some of the wires, I think. But But yeah, here's just like some different symbols of things. So I feel like if you're really creative, you can come up with some pretty cool ideas using this menu. And yeah, so here's some of the wires. I just think they're so neat, and I'm just like, I don't know, I was pleasantly surprised. I did not really want this pack to begin with. And yeah, I'll kind of give you more of my thoughts, my full thoughts at the end. But yeah, like I said, I was pleasantly surprised with the debug menu. I kind of came into this thinking that I wasn't going to like any part of it, that I wasn't going to enjoy any of the new stuff. And yeah, I don't know. I do really love the debug menu. I love the rocks that we got. Those are probably some of my favorite parts, the rocks. Those little rocks that I feel like I can just use in my garden beds a lot. And so yeah, this is pretty much it for the debug menu. So we are going to go ahead and go on to gameplay features. This is going to be fun. Alright guys, so here we are in game mode. Now, Batuu is actually a vacation lot, so you need to use your phone to go on vacation. However, when I did this and clicked on Batuu, I just got this lovely white screen. I did this a few times and I continued to just get this white screen. It was really frustrating. Yeah, it was actually like really annoying. I was just trying to think like, how am I supposed to get to Batuu? How am I supposed to play on this new island? I did this, I think, a total of like 4 times. And then on the last time, I actually could not exit out of it. And ended up having to shut my game completely down. So I decided to take to Twitter and see if there was anything else to do. And somebody actually told me that if you just play for a few minutes, a random sim, like a random townie, will call you and say, hey, have you been to Batuu? Do you want to travel with me? And that's eventually what I had to do. Now, I will admit I had MC Command Center installed on my game. I don't know if this has been updated since... I don't know if MC Command Center has been updated since this has come out, but yeah, I don't know if that was interfering or anything. But actually, when I uninstalled it and did it again, it did it 2 more times, and then it let me through on like a 3rd time. So it's very random. But anyways, as you guys saw, Katrina, she called me and she was like, hey, let's go to Batuu. Of course, when I got to Batuu, Katrina was nowhere to be found. Like, she just, you know, up and left me. And yeah, basically when you get to the island, you get this little welcome to Batuu sign. And yeah, just so you guys know, I don't know anything about Star Wars, so I'm going to probably mess up a whole bunch here. But this is the beautiful world of Batuu. Batuu is sectioned into 3 parts. There's the Black Spire post, and then there is like the First Order area and the Resistance area. There is, on this land right here, this is like the Black Spire post, there is Olga's Cantina, and that is the only place that you can go into. So you will be spending a lot of time here. At least I found when I was playing, I spent a lot of time here. And of course, once your sim comes in here, a lot of other sims will spawn. So the place will liven up really quickly. You may see that guy over there, the little alien guy, he has an icon above his head. He is like head over the scoundrels. So anybody who is head over like the Resistance or the First Order, they will have little icons above their head. That's who you need to talk to get your mission. So anyways, back to the world. Everything else in the world is rabbit holes. Like, it's all rabbit holes, and it's really frustrating. Like, where you go to use the restroom, where you go to get food, there's like 2 places to order food. There's like a restroom and a place for you to sleep, and then there's like a store, and then the Olga's Cantina. So when you first get there, you'll also have this little list of missions, which you can see right there on the lower right hand corner of my screen. It's plan your Batuu outfit at the dwelling, freshen up at the dwelling, order food from Docking Bay, and then it'll say ask about the Resistance, ask about First Order, and ask about the Scoundrels. That's basically it. You can choose from there. Once you complete those, you can choose from there to decide whose side you want to be on. Now, I tried playing both sides, and you guys will see later that did not work out very well for me. But I'll explain that a little bit later. But yeah, so basically, like, you can choose your sides, you can choose your missions, and then you can complete missions from there. Missions are basically like your simple point and click, go get something from somebody, go break in somewhere, go do this, go do that. They're pretty repetitive. They're kind of really boring. yeah, I did a couple missions using the, what is that thing called again? That big ship right there. I don't remember what it's called. Anyways, yeah, and it just like has like this little like storyline for you, and that was kind of cool at first, but like the second and third time I did it, the story was exactly the same, so it was a little bit frustrating. But yeah, I actually watched Carl's guide, and I'll talk a little bit more about like my opinions and thoughts at the end of this video and like what I felt about Carl's guide. But anyways, I decided after being here for a while that I was going to travel to the First Order area, and I got stuck. And it was really interesting and really frustrating. So here my sim is, she's getting ready to travel. I'm going to go hang out with the First Order. That's where I wanted to initially like do all of my missions. And yeah, it was awful. So we're just going to speed this up a little bit. Now I have to admit I did have MC Command Center installed, and when I uninstalled it I did not have any issues. So I can pretty much say that this could have been a mod issue, but I don't know for sure. It was the first time that I ran it on my computer after installing it. So that's just something to be aware of. If you do have MC Command Center installed, you just might want to keep an eye on the website and see if there is an update that comes out for MC Command Center. Hopefully soon. I actually haven't looked recently, but yeah, that's something to just be aware of, because it was a struggle and it was like really affecting my game a lot. So yeah, just be aware of that. But I did finally take it out. I went back in and I got things fixed and I was able to play again. Alright, so this is what the little world of Batuu looks like. As you can see, there's the First Order district, the Resistance district, and then like the Black Spire post. Yeah, this is basically the world. There's nowhere to build on this world. There's nowhere to live on this world unless you use bb. free enable build. What is it? Free bb. Enable free build, and you should be able to build on the lot at that point. When I actually just finished a build on one of the lots in the Resistance, and I was not able to save it to my library. So I don't know if it's because it's on a lot that you're not technically supposed to build on. I'll tell you my thoughts at the end about that. But anyways, let's kind of go back to the gameplay. So you get here, you have these little like first missions to do, and then you get to choose like what side do you want to join. Do you want to join the Scoundrels, the First Order, or do you want to join the Resistance? Now I did a few missions from the Scoundrels and I did a few missions from the First Order, and I ran into some conflict because I had rankings in both. So basically you're like ranked. Once you do a mission, you're ranking with that particular force. Is that what they're called? That particular force goes up. So because I had done a couple Scoundrel missions, my ranking with the Scoundrels went up, and because I had done a couple First Order missions, my ranking with the First Order went up. I don't know if I said that right. So yeah, anyways, then I had this mission from the Scoundrels and I had to break into something from the First Order, and I had to go like check to see that they were like selling something illegal or something. I don't know. It was like contraband. Had something to do with contraband. And when I tried to get into the door to like break into the panel, it wouldn't let me because it said like you basically like you support First Order, so you can't break in here, but I didn't have access to it. So be careful. Don't try to play sides like I did. I tried to play sides, and I ended up having to delete that mission because there was no way around it. Unfortunately, there were a few other missions that I couldn't figure out what to do, or I just couldn't do it. I don't know if I was doing it wrong. But that is one of the examples of how it was just the game basically wouldn't work for me because I was playing both sides. I feel like that's something that should work despite that. But anyways, I mean, I guess it makes sense in the long run. So my whole goals for this game was to have a pink lightsaber and to own a pink droid. Those were my goals. Now, when you get to Batuu, you are given a different kind of currency. I don't remember what it's called, but it's a different kind of currency than simoleons, and you have to use that money to buy food and to buy like droids and to upgrade your droids and buy scrap metal, or you can like look at scrap metal piles and stuff around the city. But So yeah, I needed a droid because droids, they're really helpful. They can help distract other I guess like aliens or like soldier people when you're trying to like break into like a panel. So like they would distract a star trooper or a stormtrooper. That's what they're called, a stormtrooper. They would like distract a stormtrooper for me while I was like breaking into one of their panels. So it was really helpful. However, for this particular mission, I didn't have enough money yet to afford to buy a droid. So I needed the droid. Like the mission was telling me that I needed a droid, but I didn't have enough money yet to buy it because I had just started. So that was a little bit like, okay, that doesn't make sense. The other issue that I ran into with gameplay is there wasn't any consequences. There were several times that I would break into something and there's a stormtrooper standing like just feet away from me, and basically nothing happened. Like they didn't throw me in jail, nothing. Like they just like they were like watching me. They were just standing there watching me, and then they just walked right by me. So there was no consequences for my sim, and that happened twice. That there was just somebody standing right there, and I was able to hack into their systems or whatever and get into their stuff, and nothing happened. So yeah, that was a little bit disappointing because you kind of expect something to happen. It just makes gameplay really, really boring and dull. In the end, I decided to eventually just stick with my ranking with the scoundrels, and I got up to, I think, the 4th ranking, and I played for a while. So I can go ahead and just give you an overview on gameplay, and I kind of just want to go ahead and give you my thoughts. So my overall thoughts and opinions on this game are, do I think like EA is like a sellout? Yeah, but I think there's like a lot of companies that are like sellouts, quote unquote. I mean, if that's what you really want to call them, if you want to call them a sellout to Disney, I feel like Disney had their hands all over this. I mentioned Carl's Guide. I recommend Carl's Guide, the channel, and he also has like a web page. I recommend it all the time because it's very thorough of gameplay, and he mentions a few things in his recent review that he did that I really agree with, and he talks about how Disney had their hands all over this pack, and I totally agree because he goes through a list of things that you can't do on Batuu, such as magic and, you know, like having like your, like, I don't know if you can have pets there, I can't remember, but basically like he found a way to have pets there, and there's just so much that you can't do on Batuu, and I feel like this is not The Sims. Like, this isn't cohesive with what I feel like The Sims stands for, and that is being able to kind of create your own story and your own gameplay. And like, yeah, I think it's fun to have storylines like Strangerville, but I also feel like they never get visited more than once. I mean, let's be honest, how many of you played through the whole entire story of Strangerville more than once? Raise your hand. It's like 2% maybe, you know. And I feel like there are ways that sometimes you can kind of create your own story when it comes to Strangerville. You can kind of come up with your own different ideas of what the mother is, whereas on Batuu, like, everything's pretty cut and dry. Like, it is a certain way, and I think it's like that because Disney definitely had their hands in this, and it wasn't really The Sims. And so I'm disappointed in The Sims for that. I'm disappointed because I feel like this wasn't true to The Sims, and I don't know. It's hard to put it into words because I'm honestly disappointed. I'm frustrated. I don't think it's worth your money, honestly. I feel like it was kind of like a cop-out pack. I'm sure that they got money for it. I'm sure Disney got money for it, and I just feel like they sold out, and in doing so, they kind of like changed what I feel like Sims stands for in this pack, because this isn't The Sims. This is basically a standalone pack that has nothing to do with The Sims. It doesn't incorporate anything else from The Sims over into this pack, and so it's disappointing. It's really, really disappointing, and it's left a really bad taste in my mouth, and I don't know like what the future is going to bring for The Sims, but I have to say that overall, like, I feel myself kind of separating from it more and more. Not necessarily like The Sims are always going to be like, it's always going to be a part of me. Like, you know, I grew up playing The Sims since I was like 10, and The Sims 3 like holds a special place in my heart, and The Sims 4 as well. But I feel like the further we go along, like the more I find myself kind of distancing from some of the newer packs. I mean, such as Eco Lifestyle and, you know, now this. And so I just, yeah, that's my 2 cents on it. That's how I feel about the whole thing. If you like it, I think that's fantastic. If you want to purchase it because you feel like it'll be, you know, worth it, or you just want to complete your collection, which is kind of like what I wanted to do, that's great. I just didn't find it very useful. I didn't find it to be cohesive with what I feel like The Sims really stands for. And yeah, that's kind of my thoughts and feelings, and this pretty much wraps up this video. So if you guys have any comments or questions, let me know what you feel about this new pack, and yeah, let me know your thoughts and opinions. What do you want to see in the future? Do you think EA is selling out? Do you feel like Disney had their hands all over this pack like I did? Again, I suggest going and checking out Carl's guide, because he goes into a more in-depth review of the actual gameplay, whereas I just kind of skimmed over it. So I will link that in the description box down below. Be sure to check that out. And yeah, again, just let me know what you think in the comments down below. And with that being said, I will see you guys all later. Bye.